produces, anandamide being the most kind of easy to understand. But these endocannabinoids essentially help us monitor most of our bodily functions, from our gastrointestinal system to our respiratory system to our nervous system, our immune system, our circulatory system, our reproductive system. All of these various systems use endocannabinoids to maintain a balance. And anandamide, for example, is actually our body's natural, THC or painkiller in many ways. It doesn't have all the benefits of THC, but if you injure yourself in sports, your body produces anandamide in order to try and dull the pain. After a while, your body can't keep producing enough to keep the pain dull, which is why the injury will hurt more than it does initially. And as well, the anti-inflammatories and muscle relaxants that your body are releasing are different endocannabinoids. And it's the science that's coming out is just amazing. But this is why cannabis helps with so many different medical problems, because it just interacts as your bodily functions fall apart. It helps maintain all of these different systems, and so the research on this area is just astounding. Maybe I'll even give you just a little example of something I've learned from Dr. Robert Melamede. If you want to learn about this subject, Google Dr. Robert Melamede. He's excellent professor. I think he's even like the head of biology or something like that in University of Colorado or something. He's just an amazing man. Your temperature isn't exactly 98 degrees all the time. It goes up a little bit, and then your body releases actually an endocannabinoid to bring your body temperature down. If your body temperature goes down too low, then it releases a different endocannabinoid and tries to bring your body temperature up. The most common cannabinoid present in the cannabis plant actually brings your body temperature down. So if you smoke a joint, you actually are more cool, literally. And it's not only, and it's funny, it's to make that parallel, but it's healthier to have a lower body temperature than a higher body temperature. High blood pressure and people that are, pumping full of energy at times are really the longest living. So the endocannabinoid system, honestly, and how it works and how it regulates various bodily functions, is just absolutely fascinating. We would like to get more information out to the general public, kind of in layman's terms, right? Taking the diagram that was just behind us there and breaking it down so the average person can understand better why and how these endocannabinoids work and what the science says about it, right? So, this here actually is just kind of what I was saying a second ago, right? Endocannabinoids, synthetic cannabinoids, and naturally occurring cannabinoids. The three possibilities give us a lot of room to explore explore which one of these work best, how they work, how cannabinoids and the body work in a lot of different areas. But as with each discovery, there's 10 more questions. So it's something, again, the research is just fascinating, especially when you start to really discover all the places in the brain as well as the body that THC receptors occur. It's something that it's just overwhelming. For me anyway, because I'm not a scientist, right? So this is why I want to kind of create this foundation and drug company that I've talked about in order to have the research done. But to give you an idea of kind of where it comes from, my main work is, as many people know, with the Cannabis Buyers Club of Canada, selling medical cannabis products in downtown Johnson Street. And we've been raided by the police 4 times now. We've been successful in court every time. But it's been quite interesting. The first raid we were acquitted of entirely, and we were found with cannabis hashish and cannabis food and skin products, but no charges separate from cannabis marijuana were laid there. However, the second raid, they didn't proceed to charge me with cannabis marijuana, but they proceeded to actually initially convict me of selling cannabis resin in the food and the skin products. They actually put the hash with the marijuana, which is traditionally, this is cannabis resin according to law. I found this online. It's sort of sad, but I can't put that for long. These are called rhinols. It's basically vegetable oil, grapeseed oil. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, these are grapeseed oil. We cook the cannabis into that after what is called decarboxylizing, and put them in these vegetable capsules. So that's just a bowl of rhinol. So again, I was convicted basically of selling cannabis resin in these food and skin products. Now, I appealed the decision and actually applying the factum myself without my help with my lawyer. Actually, I didn't even give him a chance to read the factum before I filed it. And the Department of Justice conceded to my arguments enough that they decided that not only would I at least win rights to another trial, but they sort of, they didn't admit that I could be changing the law. They just decided that they were going to drop the case altogether and have the charges entirely dropped, which is very rare for them to do. But I was not entirely happy because I wanted the Court of Appeal to make a binding decision on this issue. Because what it meant and why it happened was because Health Canada, well, they issued licenses for people to grow and produce cannabis marijuana. It is actually illegal for someone to make a cookie out of the pot that they've grown legally. Or if they get cannabis from the prairie plant systems, the mine shaft that I showed, and take it home, and they make a food product out of it or made a massage oil, they've actually made an extraction out of cannabis and can be charged with producing cannabis resin or THC. I've been convicted of trafficking THC here in Victoria for my annual pot cookie giveaway that we do on November 15th. And so I've been convicted of that as well. And so the law as it stands right now is really ironic because again, actually, the production of THC is technically illegal if you've got a license to possess cannabis. And so through our court cases, we realized that we needed to do our own research years ago, like 4 years ago. So we started a comparative analysis of cannabis to prescription drugs, where people would write what their use of cannabis was and their former use of prescription drugs. We discovered in preliminary results that we're saving on average $10 to $25 a day per member of our club with the use of cannabis over prescription drugs. Now this doesn't add up the physical costs of using prescription drugs and the toll it takes on your body and stomach, because many prescriptions have got some nasty side effects. So you can't add up, well, people feel better as well as they save money. But really for our club, it's a numbers game, but when we did this study years ago, we did some estimates that thought the average member maybe used $3 a day in cannabis products, and again it was a $10 to $25 a day savings with that. So we figured for every $3,000 worth of cannabis our club sold, that would save $10,000 to $25,000 basically per day for the provincial government and their prescription drug costs. Again, not adding up, the toll that it would take on people. That's basically a savings of somewhere between $7,000 and $18,000, I think, for people. No, $7,000 and $22,000. That is likely being achieved already, right? Because the provincial government obviously isn't paying for the pot. Yeah, there's been a lot of things that have led me to decide that we need to hire someone to create a research foundation and a pharmaceutical company. So I only got 10 minutes left. I wanted more time to explain what we're doing and why. But the drug company that we're going to form is basically going to patent the rhinol